And let's push this one there. We are live.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello, good afternoon.
Fat cheers.
A big fat cheers.
A big fat cheers with my mini eggs cup.
With your cup of tea or your cup of coffee. What is your drink this morning?
This afternoon.
We do
this every day.
Every single day. What's your drink this afternoon?
Josh.
Hello, Josh. Who have we got?
Shemai, Helen.
Shemai, Helen. We've got a few people watching as well. Bethan and Liz yet to say hello as well. It's funny that we get to see them before they.
I know, I quite like that. Linda's watching.
Hello, Linda. Hello. Time today really bad. Just making my beans on toast in work.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that is yummy. I like cheese on beans on toast. Afternoon, Dion.
Afternoon. Hello, Sophie.
Hello, Connie. Hello, Sophie. Hello, my gorgeous die-hard friends from Liz.
Oh, what a compliment.
I love it. And that's to everyone as well. I love that.
Fantastic.
How are we all doing? It is Wednesday. It's the 3rd of June and it's freezing cold and cloudy.
I'm tempted to put the heating on. It's that cold. It's chilly. It's nippy. It's not cool.
It's not cool. I got a hoodie on and trousers.
We've taken in the umbrella thing. Is it called an umbrella?
A parasol.
That's the one.
I'm going to go with parasol.
A sunny parasol.
The sunny parasol.
The deck chairs. Not the deck chairs at all. I thought I was at the beach.
I know, on a cruise. Ooh,
I know.
Get that deck chair. just normal, like garden chairs. They do recline.
Patio. That's the one.
Chairs. You were thrown because it's on a deck.
Bethan had to take a jacket to work today.
Oh.
Unbelievable. I totally agree. Tion's got a blanket out. Oh, I'm feeling chilly just talking about it.
This water I'm holding just feels really cold all of a sudden.
I'm going to hold my warm coffee.
Yeah, you hold your warm coffee. It's just been pinged in the microwave.
Yeah, it's very good.
What have people been up to this morning? Hello, Lottie on Instagram as well. It's quite good. We get to give them waves on Instagram. We can't do something similar on Facebook. I'm sorry.
Josh, just as lockdown slightly lifts, the weather changes, eh? I know. Typical, isn't it?
I know. Let us lock down again, I say.
Good afternoon, Mr. Byron. Die Hard Family Lamb.
The Family Lamb. I love that. On Instagram and Twitter.
IG? What's IG?
Instagram.
Oh, is that the lingo?
IG.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I call it Insta, and I know that's wrong because most people call it the gram.
The gram. Yeah, I don't like the gram.
I don't like the gram.
No,
it's Insta.
Yeah, I prefer Insta.
Yeah. Yes. Big news. Back to school on the 29th of June for Wales.
Oh.
Collie's in with the breaking news as well.
Straight in as well. I like this.
Only a third of pupils in school at any time. How does everyone feel? It's going to be a very different experience for children. How sad. It is very... Well, it's not sad. It's just weird and worrying.
It is.
I think.
In fact, we've got a few teachers.
Hello, Mary.
In the room. Hello, Mary.
We do. We know Helen is a teacher. Who else is a teacher?
Am I the one who's still warm? Well, Helen's warm, so I don't know if her opinion counts.
Good for you, Helen. I'm glad you're still warm. Helen's saying bittersweet. Glad to get back to some sort of normality. But if they want a third of pupils in, that's still 500 pupils in her school. And not every member of staff has a classroom. So it's not like there's masses of space there. And that is the worry, isn't it?
I suppose if you base it on numbers purely and not on resources and room, then you're gonna have a hard time trying to police that one.
It'll be interesting. I wonder if all Welsh schools will open.
Because so is that halfway through the term then? There'll
be about a month left. Of school.
So that's basically for the transitioning.
But a trial and error, I'd say.
Yeah, and that's for the transitioning ones, I suppose.
Who knows? I don't think we know any more than only a third of the schools will go back.
Okay, so. I'll need to go back and listen to old Kirsty Williams on Welsh Government.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
You're going to say hello?
You're going to say hello?
This is my school child. Maybe it's time.
I think it's maximum third of pupils in at once. The article I read said all schools, but only a third of pupils at a time. Yeah, so there's consensus on that. So all schools, blanket schools, are opening.
Yeah.
And it's based on numbers of pupils, not.
And I think there's going to be a lot more online learning and stuff like that. So.
Oh well, how very, very interesting! I look forward.
It'll be a funny one.
That's quite a quick turnaround as well. 4 weeks.
Well, yeah. Well, England had 2 weeks, didn't they? So Collie's saying it's a worry. Social distancing will be such a challenge. It will. I mean, it won't happen. It's as simple as that.
As soon as the schools go back, social distancing within that framework is going to be near impossible.
And Collie's saying, you worry about the psychological effects on everyone. Yeah, I totally. I mean, what a weird experience for children who have only just started school.
Yeah.
But what? We're not allowed to play with our friends like we used to. Like, that's so weird.
It's really odd.
So Josh is saying, didn't they initially say it would be up to the individual parents if they didn't want their child to go back to school? Yes, and I believe that you will not be fined if you decide to not send your child to school.
Okay.
So yeah, exactly what Josh's next sentence is.
I did see a fantastic poster cartoon on Facebook earlier, which was a crowded beach and then one speech bubble saying, "I'm not sending you back to school. It's too busy there."
And then going to the yeah, well, it's a bit of a joke, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So that did make me chuckle a little bit.
So Sophie's saying it's going to make a difference, especially for pupils who will be moving up to secondary to come back again.
Yeah.
It's such a weird experience. Like,
it is.
They've literally only had 6 weeks in school this year. It can't be that long, surely.
Well, no, because January term would have been the first week. Yeah, January, February, that was it.
Yeah.
2 months. So 8 weeks maximum. And then all of a sudden they're back in. Then, and you're going to be elevated now to secondary school if you're primary going out.
I know.
But I don't know who I am.
Although in some ways that would almost be easier because it's a whole new environment. So you would adapt to that new environment straight away.
You wouldn't know the difference.
I think it'll be more difficult for people going back to the same environment and not, like, I know Tallulah's friends love a hug. It's the first thing they do. Tallulah was not all over the hugs when COVID came about, but her friends didn't care. And Tallulah was not happy.
Well, not happy. He's like, get off me.
So yeah, Bethan is saying, imagine schools will be really imaginative with this. Kids may not be able to play tag or whatever. I'm sure schools will invent socially distanced games to keep the kids amused, and so they'll be able to play with their friends. And let's hope, I mean, you've got to hope that there's a good head mistress or head teacher, whatever they're called these days, and that they will be innovative with it.
Yeah, it's just a shame that in our climate at the moment that we can have a glorious sunshine for a week. Wouldn't it be great if they could bring those classrooms outside, knowing that the virus doesn't stay well out in the sun?
Yeah.
So they could at least make an experience out of teaching the curriculum as opposed to you're in class, but it's not class because it's weird.
Yeah, I'm just really worried because I've worked every day. Tallulah hasn't had that educational stimulation that she definitely would have had in school. She hates being taught at home anyway, and I do worry about the impact that's going to have, although everyone is in the same boat.
Yeah.
So, and John is saying, I move schools a lot, at least they'll know other kids. That's very true.
That's true.
Which is nice, yeah.
The thing which, looking back at me in school, is that as much as I knew everyone in my school year, I only had 1 or 2 very close friends. Imagine going back and your rotation isn't with your friend.
That'd be crap.
That'd be rubbish.
Yeah, that would be.
So I know that would have definitely adversely affected me.
Yeah, I wonder. Well, I guess they'll go in. I don't know, actually.
It might just be register order.
I mean, I know Tallulah's year, there are 2 classes of her year, so approximately 60 children.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? I don't know.
And is that? Yeah, it's it'll be really interesting to see what the ratio is and how they work it out. Is it per year group? Is it those?
And will all the Welsh schools go back? Like England, only 1/3 of the schools went back because they didn't feel safe.
That is true.
So I wonder if the Welsh schools will take the same stance on it.
Yeah. In fact, I haven't checked my little WhatsApp group that I've mentioned here a few times. There's a few teachers in that group.
Oh, so Helen is saying here WhatsApp group is going wild.
Yeah.
Right now.
So
I'm sure it is.
I need to have a look to see what the teachers are saying there as well.
Yeah.
So for those of you with children, like you've got your reservations. To the other parents.
I think there's a positive to it. Like, Tallulah has seriously missed her friends.
Yeah.
But COVID-19 is still lurking and it's not going anywhere. So, that's not cool.
No, definitely not.
I hope the thing today is schools. It's definitely going to take over. And rightly so, I suppose it's a big topic. It looks like it, John.
Yeah, we might as well carry on with this theme. So yeah, I'm going to bow down to your expertise on this one, Abigail, because other than having gone to school,
Yes.
And knowing teachers, I'm really not the person to be talking about schools and the risks and things like that. So I'm just trying to catch up with the comments myself going on over here.
Hide and seek is definitely social distancing. Just hide all day.
I like that. The challenge, I'm sure, will come naturally to teachers, and I'm sure it will. Like, teachers are resourceful; they have to, because they need to educate rooms of 20 to 30 people, all the different learning styles, to try and get them to learn one common thing.
Yeah, totally. And Collie's saying, I think teachers are completely in the firing line. They can't wear masks, PPE, nor have guards. I really, really feel for them, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
I know my teacher friends are concerned, understandably, and they're for their young children, and their young children having to go to the key worker hubs so they can look after other children in the hub. It's not nice. Dion's saying my youngest Abby is in year 10, and I really think she needs to go back, but I'm worried about her going. I totally agree with you, Dion. I'm 100% behind you. I think it'd be good for Tallulah to have a bit of structure. Even though we do have a bit of structure, it's not the same.
Well, no, like we don't know the curriculum inside out. We don't have learning plans. We don't have schemes of work. We've got BBC Bite Size and My Alexa and a phone call every week or fortnight.
Yeah, every fortnight.
And that's not a way to systematically educate someone.
No.
Because we're not experts in educating.
No, we are not.
I've got a level 3 preparing to teach in the lifelong learning sector qualification.
Well done, yeah.
But Tallulah's not in lifelong learning.
No.
In the same way. So it's it's really odd. Like, we don't have the resources. We've got what's been given, but not really guidance as to how best to implement it.
Yeah. No, Sophie, they can't wear masks because it's not good for the children's well-being as long as there's no symptoms. If a child has symptoms, I believe you put them into a room on their own until the parents come and collect them. And Josh is saying, honestly, it's like COVID is gone. It's gone, the way things are changing. I knew this would happen. I totally agree. It's like, restrictions lifted. Let them all out.
Yeah.
I worry for the shielded people. They've been protected for however many weeks, and now they've just been told to, get on with it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's worrying.
It is really worrying. I didn't realise that there was a can't wear masks.
Because it's not good. As far as I'm aware, it's not good for the children's well-being. And as long as they're not displaying symptoms, then they go to the hub.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Not good for children's well-being, but they'll put them on a table by themselves and put them in square boxes in the playground and say, this is fine for your well-being. But my friend's over there.
Exactly. Dion's saying, I'm no expert, and Abby and I are very similar and tend to clash when I try explaining schoolwork to Dion. You're speaking to another mother who is in exactly the same position, and it's hard going.
Yeah. Charlotte's still joining us on Instagram. Charlotte, do you have any comments about home teaching and going back to school as well? Try and get you in. We're trying to read these comments out, so hopefully you're up to speed with what we're saying as well.
There's lots of comments coming in. It's great.
There is, yeah.
So Bethan, I'd argue they don't need a huge amount of PPE. I agree. Whereas NHS staff and carers need the shields and gowns so they can go up close to people to treat them. Teachers will only need minimal PPE, e.g. gloves, which are easily sourceable at the moment. Yeah, then that is the plan. And if you have symptoms, you stay off. The worry is that parents with children who are quite glad to send their kids back to school with coughs, because guaranteed these kids are going to go back and they're all going to get coughs and colds. It's like fresh as flu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's going to happen.
People do. Like, we're amalgamating and lots of different households in one area. It's not cool.
One of my favourite quotes when they're like, how can schools be expected to keep COVID-19 out of the classroom when they can't keep nits out? It's the same thing.
And John is saying it's interesting how teachers are expected to put themselves at risk like this. They've not signed up for this. Yeah, I agree. Barely enough PP for healthcare staff. Great distraction from political mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm with you there, John.
It does seem odd that Wales started off the week.
Taking a massive U-turn.
Well, yeah, they were like, we are cautious. You can meet other households, which obviously alludes to the next 3 weeks of there's going to be more lifting of restrictions.
100%.
Because the schools are going to be there to help with the lifting and easing of restrictions. They put shops on notice that there's going to be a reopening as well. So it looks as though everything is going to be And
it'll be like nothing's ever happened.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, COVID-19 will become another flu as long as the hospitals can cope with it.
Mm-hmm. And then
very scary.
Yeah, and then blended learning, parents' responsibility isn't to teach them, it's to not stop them from learning, if that makes sense. Parents need to give themselves more credit. The children are safe, and that's all that matters.
Well, thank you, Helen. That is very nice. But you get that guilt. I don't know if other parents here have had it, but I feel quite guilty that she is missing out on some very valuable education that she needs right now.
Yeah, and like she's upskilling in lots of other things. Like she's becoming
a great makeup artist.
Yeah, like she is unashamedly Tallulah, which is amazing. And there is a career in the making. Like, it's fantastic. And
she can't read or write. That's a bit of a worry.
Yeah. So looking at Instagram, we have a weekly worksheet to complete at home, which is good, with lots of online games. My concern for sending her daughter back is if they split the class, will they think of the friendship group? So going back to what I was saying
I would hope so, but we just don't know.
Yeah, like imagine sending her back to school, like in a child prison, and not having your friends and the thing which makes school so enjoyable, and all of a sudden you're not there mixing with the people that you said bye to.
Yeah, I know. I think it's scary. Perhaps more PPE with very young children, is an option.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just awful. It's like in care homes with elderly people, these big masks. The elderly people are often hard of hearing. They don't know who's coming in and out. There's lots of different members of staff. It's not nice. And I understand why it's not advised to wear masks. But, teachers are also worried for them and their families, isn't it? And Beth is talking about here, slightly unpopular opinion. I think they're milking it slightly. However, I'm not a mother, I'm not a teacher, and I've been going to work every day, which means it hasn't seemed as bad as it does for people stuck in the house for the last 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, you've become very familiarised and normalised it, I guess, now.
Yeah, like we all come at this with our own perspectives and our own backgrounds and understanding, and it's not an unpopular opinion. It's your opinion because your life hasn't fundamentally changed in relation to here's what I do when I wake up and go to work and come home. So there's lots of different things to think about. I'm just looking at Dion's comment.
Yeah.
On the positive though,
Absolutely.
We have enjoyed some wonderful family time and are experts in playing Uno.
I used to love Uno.
I love Uno.
That's good, Dion. And there are loads of positives to take from this time, and just reflecting on who you are as an individual and spending time with your family and your children and getting to know them really well. And there are positives to it, but I think a little bit of social stimulation and seeing your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a child, I would have been gutted because I would have just missed my friends so much.
Yeah,
especially as a teenager.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of this from all of my school things. I only ever had a small group of friends, so it wouldn't have might not have had an impact, but I don't know. When the school phoned before half term, I expressed my concern was if she fell or was hurt, how would she be comforted? And they wouldn't be able to. So if there are any issues in the school.
To be fair, though, they don't tend to. I mean, they're not allowed to. The only contact they have is that. Because you're in Pedoville then, which isn't great, is it?
No, that is not great. You don't want to go into that bill.
No, you don't.
I feel like I've missed a whole ring of comments here. Where are we? Autumn, winter. So this was in reply to Collie, who said it's the winter that's going to be the real dangerous time. When we come back in September and that UV rays aren't going to be there killing the virus for us, what's going to happen then? And that's really worrying. Because we don't have a framework in place that is going to be able to control that, particularly alongside our ordinary seasonal flu. Exactly. So that's going to be that's going to be really odd.
Yeah.
Youngest children. So that's a reply to Bethan. How are they supposed to keep track of who was friends with who? And I suppose it's from memory, from a teacher's point of view. The register doesn't have arrows linking people to friends. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dion's agreeing with Collie there.
Yeah.
It is a huge worry. Sunbeds.
Who's on a sunbed? As someone who used to work, well, currently still does for 2 weeks, don't use sunbeds.
And well, Liz is making the point, it must be such a tough job deciding what restrictions to lift. I agree. People's mental health is suffering from being isolated or from a lack of communication with others. But the virus does need to be traced and controlled, and it is dangerous. I don't envy those people making decisions. Well, they need to stick hard and fast with it, and they haven't. There was a drippy approach to it in the beginning, and they're just being really drippy coming out of their approach.
Yeah.
So we've not seen the hard and fast like New Zealand, where they now have no cases. We've peaked, and then we've tried to go for herd immunity, and then they've locked down. Like, it's just so confusing.
Yeah. And they're easing all these things without a track and trace initiative in place, which was...
And who really, the public are going to, if they get that text message...
Actually isolate.
You need to isolate. People need to earn money. People have been out of work for 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, and we know the furlough scheme's changing soon as well.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not going to be policed. It's not going to be implemented properly.
No.
And if you look at all those 5 markers that Boris came up with all those months ago, not one of them is met, and yet it's staying.
Here we are, lifting everything.
Yeah, we're out and about.
And the other concern is there'll be no sort of light shone on any daily update on the BBC.
Oh yes, I saw that yesterday. The ratings are too low.
And I wonder why.
Yeah. And they stopped doing international side-by-side comparisons. They stopped doing how many confirmed number of tests there have been. So the press conference itself isn't worth anything anymore anyway. And you saw yesterday that 2 of the experts on either side of the podium have refused to do them anymore.
Mr. Whitty and Mr. Valance.
So it's all a bit of a farce.
Yeah.
And it's interesting now with our parliament, they've gone back and they're voting in such ridiculous ways at the moment. And like... all because Boris needed his jeering back line there to be like, rah, 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 rah.
Boris needs to go.
Yeah. What's hilarious, the first question apparently Keir Starmer asked was, we saw in the Daily Telegraph yesterday that Boris is now leading the response to COVID-19. And I was like, well, it begs the question, Mr. Speaker, is where's he been so far? Which I thought was a brilliant first question. And then Boris tried getting back at him at some point, saying, what I think what the honourable gentleman opposite needs to do is cooperate more. And so Keir Starmer stood up and said, as the Prime Minister will know, I wrote to him in confidence, so in private, to try and come up with a solution to the educational crisis.
Yeah.
That letter was sent last week, as the Prime Minister knows. I'm yet to receive a reply.
Wow.
Oh!
Brilliant.
Twisted in there.
I know. Josh is saying easing things without knowing is quite unnerving. They talked about regionals having different lockdown measures between cities, counties, etc. in Wales, which could be good provided they can police the borders to prevent people coming from strict lockdown areas where the virus is at a higher R rate from coming to the areas where it is much lower. But I think they've chosen not to do that, haven't they?
Yeah, because
I believe
I don't think that the technology is there. Because one thing that we're in Pembrokeshire at the moment, the beaches over the last 2 weeks where we've had the glorious weather have been pretty much deserted.
Yeah.
As soon as there's this lift off, the rate of infection in this area is probably going to increase rapidly.
Oh yeah,
because
like spike to.
Yeah, if there aren't police at St Clair's stopping people getting to Haverfordwest or Pembroke, so to Tenby and to the North Pembrokeshire beaches. People bringing in all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, John is saying the problem is public health decisions being overridden by political decisions. Yeah, 100%. And
agree.
Sophie is saying, no matter what the government do, people will be upset. I don't agree with the way the government has dealt with this. Too slow, not implementing track and trace quick enough. But when I was looking at the news for Wales, relaxing the lockdown, and half the comments were angry about the 5-mile rule being too stringent, and half were complaining we shouldn't relax it at all. I know. I mean, it's such a predicament we're all in. Every household is unique to their needs. There might be 2 or 3 people shielding in one household, where another household might have actually got COVID-19 and been absolute, had been asymptomatic.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah. And so these lockdowns are like the one measure fits all when it doesn't.
It does not.
Really doesn't. And so it's never going to please, not even the majority, because all of our things are so narrow to our own personal circumstances that you're never going to find something that's going to please like more than a third of the people.
But I think when you're still having death tolls in 400 plus, a month ago that was absolutely no reason to lift restrictions, and now all of a sudden, who cares? Whatever.
We're still there.
That's scary.
On Instagram, travel to Carmarthen 4 days a week and have not been stopped or seen a check yet.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, so that was just like a media thing for the first 2 weeks. Then people at Whitland telling people to turn around.
God, that's crazy.
Give us your money and turn around, because they are policing it, because the money's going up from the fines.
Yes.
Police are collecting it. I happen to know that Dyfed Parish Police have issued more fines than London Met.
Yes, they have.
So well done when you're patrolling farmland, basically.
I know.
Teachers will have priority with antibody tests. Is that
that fact?
Yeah. I need your link. I need to substantiate your claim. I can't believe that it's 26 minutes already.
It's absolutely crazy.
But yeah, we were going to talk about values based on what we talked about yesterday, and how we can all do more with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Okay.
So just because Blackout Tuesday's gone,
well, maybe we should bring it back then.
I agree.
This is like literally off the press.
It is.
Schools is literally off the press. There wasn't even really any notification or hint that schools would be going back.
No. So, I feel like BBC breaking news today. And we're just going to pass back over to Josh now.
Well, Josh is saying, the deaths have not stopped and new cases have slowed, but not stopped either. But either lift it at all or keep it locked down. Yeah, either lift it all or keep lockdown. This half-assed measures is scary, because it's definitely going to peak.
Definitely.
And what are they realistically going to do? I think they're going to turn a blind eye. Yeah. Unless all the Nightingale hospitals, the Welsh hospitals that they've put in place ready, unless they become absolutely rammed to capacity, this will just be part of life. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is. Thanks, I didn't make it up. Thank you, everybody, for running to Collie's aid. Kirsty stated that on the media address.
Just double
checking. I like to corroborate my sources. But yeah, Liz is saying about talking about values. We can bring it back up tomorrow. If you want a head start, you can download the free values workbook that I put together. To see what we were talking about, and it might be why some of us have had more of a reaction to what's happened over the last week with George Floyd as well, and why there's that I must do something about this.
Yeah,
and that's your value speaking. So it might be interesting if you look at the values workbook. I'll share that this evening for you to have a look at, and
think about your personal experiences and why you think the way you do right now, and how it's impacted you and affected you, and what values you can learn.
Yeah, sorry, I'm laughing at Sophie. We have to provide sources in the footnotes now.
Yes, you do, Sophie.
If you're going to shout something in the comments, I want evidence. I need that written down, and a link to your sources.
Brilliant.
That's what I want. And then the other thing I was going to talk about was reflecting on things that Shah may have said yesterday as well.
Okay.
But we can stew on that topic over the next 24 hours anyway.
Yeah, please have a think about it. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm trying to collate a list of if you go to TED Talks, if you've got the app or on YouTube, or go to the TED website, you can. If you type in Black Lives Matter, they've got a curated playlist of different talks. And the good thing about TED Talks is that they're all between 12 and 16 minutes long. So if you really want to speed up your learning, then go to TED.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So Liz's kind of thing on Friday.
Oh.
So I'm having a think about what to do on Friday, whether it's us or whether we do like a watch party of a playlist of actual black artists performing spoken word and things like that. So
let's have your thoughts, everybody.
Yeah. So whether you would,
the crew are here. Yeah. What do we think?
So we'll just see. Yeah, we'll see what's what, because it is Wednesday. We do normally talk about Friday on the Wednesday. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. Whether a watch party of watching other people do it.
What's a watch party?
So we set it up, but we all watch it at the same time. Oh. So we all comment in real time with each other.
Oh, okay.
And that way we can actually elevate black artists as opposed to us singing.
Yeah.
Or doing spoken words on their behalf. Okay,
well, please, let's have your thoughts. Would you prefer to hear actual professional artists or us?
Or us? Yeah, let us know. Because we're on this week. It just seems like semi.
Another of you lot watch party. Cool. I'm up
Thank you, John. Can't dress up for this one.
That'd be a bit awkward, wouldn't
it? Yeah. This is my kind of music. Love that idea. Listen to the artist. You can have a break from singing. Oh, well, that seems to be a little bit positive. Yeah, we'll put a reminder up.
Create a little list.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll try and curate them into one thing so we can all watch it at the same time. And we'll be on the comments. We'll still be there. Might put in like a little bit of documentary speaking bits.
Definitely.
If I've got time and things like that.
Okay.
That's kind of an idea that's come into my head for what we could do for Friday. To make sure that Blackout Tuesday isn't just something that happens shortly.
Yeah, that happened on a Tuesday. Yeah.
Jesse's just joined us, but we're about to leave Jesse.
Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, and
Carly's saying "Blinded by Your Grace" is one of her ultimate faves by Stormzy.
Yeah, Single Ladies All the Way. I do know the dance.
Whoop whoop.
Little Black Dress, or is that Still Over the Line? Oh, I don't know that one.
I don't know.
You'll have to post a link or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're over half an hour. Thank you so much for the talk today. Hot off the press from Kirsty Williams delivering her address to the Welsh Government. And yeah, schools are going back. But yeah, we need to continue to stay safe and look after each other.
Yep.
Let's have a look.
Would it be weird if the first time I'm along with the Friday night sing-along is the one where you're not singing? Yes, Sophie.
You might be able to jump in and do like one or two or something.
Oh, brilliant.
The dress-up theme. Just Single Ladies. Well, it depends. I don't know. We'll have to have a think. We'll have a think for Friday.
Cool.
But in the meantime,
just be you and learn.
Yeah.
As it just be the white person learning about the black people.
Yeah.
Because Black Lives Matter. How about that?
Yeah. I love that. Welton has just joined us.
Oh, shame on you, Welton.
On earth?
How dare you? 33 minutes in.
There you go. Am I late? Right. Everyone give Tom some jip.
He has detention.
Yeah, detention. We're putting you in a white box in the playground and you can stay there till the sun goes.
Oh,
right. We're going to go, though.
Cool.
So, yeah, look after yourselves. Stay dry.
Stay warm.
Bloody
freezing.
We've got the blankets out. The heating might be going on soon. We'll figure out what's going to happen on Friday, whether I've got the technology, know how to do it. And
let's leave it there. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody.
Take care.
See you tomorrow.
Goodbye. I need to press all these buttons now. Keep waving. Smile and wave.